Hello and welcome to Slovakia. Today we will take you to discover one of the most fascinating cities in Europe, Bratislava. Bratislava, the capital and largest city of Slovakia, is located in the southwestern part of the country, at the foot of the Little Carpathians. The city stretches on both banks of the Danube and on the left bank of the Morava River. It is the only European capital that borders two other countries. With a population of about 400,000 inhabitants, which can exceed 500,000 including the metropolitan area, Bratislava is the political, cultural, and economic hub of Slovakia. Here, you will find several universities, numerous museums, theaters, galleries, and other cultural and educational institutions. Many of Slovakia's major businesses and financial institutions are headquartered in the city. Every year, Bratislava attracts about 1 million tourists. Until 1919, Bratislava was known as Pressburg, and for over 1,000 years was part of Hungary. Due to the Ottoman advance into Hungarian territory, in 1536 the city was designated as the new capital of Hungary, becoming part of the Habsburg monarchy. From the 16th century, the Hungarian crown jewels were kept in Bratislava Castle, and 11 Hungarian kings and queens were crowned in the city's cathedral. During the reign of Queen Maria Theresa in the 18th century, Pressburg experienced a period of great flourishing, becoming the largest and most important city in Hungary. The population tripled, and numerous palaces, monasteries, streets, and squares were built, transforming the city into the center of social and cultural life in the region. After World War I, the Hungarian and German origin population attempted to prevent the annexation of Bratislava to Czechoslovakia by declaring it a free city. However, on January 1, 1919, Czechoslovak legions occupied the city, annexing it to Czechoslovakia against the will of the local population. When the Communist Party took power in Czechoslovakia in February 1948, Bratislava became part of the Eastern Bloc. The city expanded its territories, and the population grew significantly, becoming predominantly Slovak in about 90 years. In 1968, after the failed attempt to liberalize the Czechoslovak communist regime, Bratislava was occupied by Warsaw Pact troops. Shortly thereafter, it became the capital of the Slovak Socialist Republic. In 1993, following the Velvet Divorce, the city became the capital of the newly born Slovak Republic. Even by European standards, Bratislava is a small capital with just under 500,000 inhabitants. However, its ideal location on the banks of the Danube has had a significant impact on its historical heritage and economic development. Today, Bratislava is a charming city, famous for its fairy tale palaces and extraordinary architecture, making it an ideal destination for those seeking an affordable vacation. Although many visitors are just passing through on their way to Slovakia's wonderful mountains and national parks, the city has much to offer and is well worth exploring thoroughly. Whether you are looking for castles, unique buildings, or quirky art, Bratislava will not disappoint you. The Danube, the second longest river in Europe, flows through the city and inspired the famous Blue Danube Waltz by Johann Strauss, partly composed here in 1852. Along the river, there are modern hotels, floating restaurants, and shopping complexes, as well as a splendid river promenade, a series of bridges, and numerous shaded spots to rest. In the summer, you can board a riverboat to reach Vienna or Budapest, both less than 2 hours away. The SNP Bridge, affectionately called the UFO Bridge for its flying saucer-shaped observation deck, spans the Danube and is one of Bratislava's most iconic structures. This 303-meter-long bridge has 2 levels, one for car traffic and one for pedestrians. The impressive Bratislava Castle, with its 4 towers, is visible from every corner of the city, perched on a rocky hill in the center. From the towers, you can enjoy breathtaking panoramic views of Bratislava, and on clear days, you can see Austria and parts of Hungary. The Crown Tower, the oldest, standing 47 meters high, dates back to the 13th century and once housed the crown jewels. Michael's Gate is the only remaining gate of Bratislava's medieval fortified walls, built in the 1300s. Originally, the only way in and out of the city was through one of the 4 protected gates. The gate has undergone several reconstructions, including a Baroque one in 1758. The Church of St. Elizabeth, in Art Nouveau style, is locally known as the Blue Church because of its colorful exterior. Built in 1909, it was initially intended to be just a school chapel, but with the addition of blue tiles and mosaics, it has become one of the city's most popular attractions, with its doors open to the public. At the top of the highest hill stands a cemetery and a monument dedicated to the Soviet troops who lost their lives during the liberation of Bratislava in 1945. This monument, inaugurated in 1960, is located in an exclusive neighborhood of the city, surrounded by mansions and embassies. The heart of Bratislava's old town is the main square, a central hub for centuries. Surrounded by historic buildings like the Primate's Palace, the House of the Good Shepherd, and the Maximilian Fountain, the square is bustling with numerous restaurants, cafes, and bars, making it always lively. Grassalkovich Palace, a Baroque Rococo building with a splendid formal French garden, has been the official residence of the President of Slovakia since 1996. Built in the 18th century, the palace was initially used for aristocratic events and concerts. The palace gardens are open to the public, offering the opportunity to stroll among centuries-old trees from dawn to dusk. The Kamzík television tower, standing 196 meters tall, dominates the Kamzík Hill within the Bratislava Forest Park. With stunning views of the city, the park covers an area of 27 square kilometers. A cable car allows you to descend to the valley, but the real attraction is the tower's observation deck, which offers breathtaking views of Austria, the Czech Republic, and Hungary. The tower also houses a rotating restaurant. Devin Castle, located on the outskirts of Bratislava near the Austrian border, is a fascinating historical site. The ruins of this 9th-century castle sit on a 212-meter-high cliff at the confluence of the Danube and Morava rivers. Despite numerous expansions and reconstructions between the 9th and 15th centuries, the most significant changes were introduced in the 17th century. However, 200 years later, the castle was bombarded during the Napoleonic Wars and reduced to ruins. Spring and early autumn are the best times to visit Bratislava, with the most pleasant weather and numerous outdoor events. Winter, with its intense cold and gray skies, is less attractive, while summer, although popular, is the hottest time of the year. 2 days are the ideal amount of time to explore Bratislava. 1 day to discover the city and the following day to visit Devin Castle or take a trip to nearby attractions. Have you ever visited Slovakia? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to keep traveling with us around the world.